Hi, in today's video, we are going to talk about the most desirable skills, the most positive skills, the powerful skills any woman should have in order to succeed in life and in business as well. And whenever I'm talking about skills are things that you can learn, are abilities, capabilities. So if I mention anything that you lack, do not stress out, don't freak out, because those things you can learn them. And if you can learn them, I guarantee you, your life is going to go all the way up in the most positive and productive way. So get a pen and paper because we're gonna get deep into this. First of all, we must understand the difference between skills, right? Because when we talk about skills, somebody can be like, oh, she's talking about how intelligent I am, how smart I am. So let's make, there is many type of intelligences, but the main ones are two: emotional intelligence, EQ, and IQ. Your IQ is what you use, is if you have a degree, right? You have an IQ because you went to school, you had a diploma, you know how to do this specific profession, you know how to solve this specific problem, you know how to have this specific outcome. Your IQ can be that you know how to sell, or you know how to, for example, you know how to do constructions. That's your IQ, correct? But what I'm going to focus on this video is EQ, which is your emotional intelligence, which is extremely important. IQ is important as well. Both of them go hand to hand. However, your emotional intelligence has a higher chance of defining how successful or how happy you are going to be in life. Emotional intelligence is your ability to recognize and understand your own emotions, your own feelings, your behaviors, right? I'm going to say it again. Emotional intelligence is simply your ability to recognize, to understand your emotions, your feelings, your behaviors, which a lot of women nowadays lack. They lack the ability to understand their own emotions, or to describe why they feel the way they feel, or to understand or to analyze their own behaviors. All of that goes to an emotional intelligence. And those things, emotional intelligence, you won't learn in school. You can only learn it in real life, because emotional intelligence a difference than IQ. Emotional intelligence is something you can learn, is something you can increase, because it's a skill. And as I said at the beginning, all the skills are learnable. So if you're a woman that you don't know how to manage your emotions, you don't know how to recognize and understand your feelings, your behaviors, your attitude, with emotional intelligence, you can learn how to do all of that. And something great about emotional intelligence is that whenever you are aware, you have emotional intelligence, you can use that awareness in your relationship, in your friendship, and to make better decisions in your life. And there are a lot of aspects about emotional intelligence. And in this video, I'm going to focus on three main aspects: self-awareness, self-management, and social awareness and social management. Self-awareness, extremely important. Self, which is you. You must be aware of everything that is about you. You must be aware of your emotions, aware of your attitudes, aware of your habits, aware of your feelings. You must be willing to know yourself more than anybody can. And how do you do that? By developing self-awareness. You can start by questioning your behaviors. Why do you behave this way? Why do you think this way? Why do you react this way? Why do you feel this way? And self-awareness is important as well, because it helps you manage your emotions. Because a lot of women out there, instead of them allowing themselves to feel the emotions, they are going to judge themselves for feeling their emotions. There is no need for you to judge your emotion. Simply learn to understand your emotions, because all your emotions are valid. But not because they are valid, they mean that you have to let those emotions guide your life. That's why it's important to have emotional intelligence, so you can learn how to manage and regulate your own emotions. Second, self-management. Can you control yourself? Can you manage your own self? Can you educate yourself? Can you be in charge of your own self? That's self-management. Can you manage your time? Can you manage your priorities? Can you manage your emotions? Can you manage your goals? Can you manage your dreams? Can you manage your social life? Can you manage your relationship, your friendship, your marriage? Self-management. Because you gotta learn, you have to know how do you function, lady. And it's a skill that you can learn. You have to know how do you function. What are some things that turns you on? What are things that turns you down? Which can be, when you talk about it, you have to know your weaknesses and you have to know your strength. Because if you don't know your weaknesses, if you don't know your own strengths, then you lack self-awareness. Then you basically don't know who you are. And if you don't know who you are, it's dangerous. Because since you don't know who you are allowing anybody else to tell you who to be. I'm going to say it again. If you don't know who you truly are, you are allowing anybody else to tell you who to be. But that's not it. If you want to succeed in life, if you want to be happy in life, you have to be confident in who you are. You have to know who you are. And how do you know who you are? But well, by first accepting that you don't know who you are. Because once you accept your own ignorance about yourself, you are going to allow yourself to learn. Right? Self-management is also about managing your emotions in different situations and acting accordingly. Right? And because you think about it, if you lack self-awareness, correct? If you lack the ability for you to know yourself, to identify your emotions, to even name what do you feel, to even question your own behaviors, to even question your attitude, to even question your mindset, that's lack of self-awareness. Because if you don't question why do you do certain things, you are going to keep doing them, even though those things that you are doing are giving you negative results. That's why self-awareness is important, because you have to know who you are. You have to know your strengths, your weaknesses. You have to know how to manage yourself, how to manage your emotions, how to manage your feelings. Because if you don't know how to manage yourself, well, anybody will come and tell you whatever. You're going to be like, oh, and you're going to be reacting because you don't know how to manage yourself. And the third thing about emotional intelligence is social awareness. Social awareness, social management, which is basically how do you interact with other people, your environment, the people around you, the people you met, the people you are going to meet. How do you manage yourself in situations that involve other people? Because some of you, ladies, I'm sorry to say it, but you suck at interacting with other people. You don't even know how to communicate with other people. You can't even maintain a conversation with other people. However, that can change because it is a skill. Social awareness, social management is important because you are a social being. You are around other people. You interact with other people. The world does not evolve around you only. There is other people around you, in your community, in your family, in your friends group, in your work group, at your school, at your church, at the event you are going to go, which is important for you to be a social person, to know how to interact with other people, which is something I'm going to touch at the end, because it's another skill that you must learn, which is social skills, soft skills, personal skills, human skills, people skills. But now let's continue talking about emotional intelligence. You might be saying, Christina, you're talking about self-awareness. What self-management? What social management, social awareness? You talk about it, but how can I improve it? No worries, I'm going to tell you. One of the ways you can improve your self-awareness is, as I think I already mentioned this, is by not judging your emotion, but by understanding your emotion. Because a lot of you girls out here, since you don't know why you feel a certain way, you're gonna go out there and start blaming other people for the way you feel. You're gonna start reacting. You're gonna judge because, oh, I'm having a bad day, so I'm gonna make everybody else have a bad day. No. Learn to not judge your emotions. Instead of you judging your emotions, learn to understand your emotions. Why do you feel this way? What are the things, what are the roots of this emotion, of this behavior, of this attitude? Because if you don't know where something comes from, if you don't know the roots of a behavior, of an emotion, of a feeling, you cannot change it, you cannot control it, and you cannot manage it. Because you're going to be acting as if, oh, I don't know, I feel this way because, yeah, I feel this way. I'm doing this because, yeah, I do this. No. You got to be able to articulate the reasons of why you feel the way you are feeling. You have to be able to name the emotion that you are feeling. You have to be able to name the problem so you can find the solution of the problem. So if you don't improve your self-awareness, start by, instead of you judging your emotions, understand your emotions. Analyze your emotions, your feelings, your behaviors, your attitude, your mindset, your habits. Because by you analyzing your emotions, by you analyzing your feelings, by you analyzing your behaviors, you are going to find out a lot about yourself instead of just judging yourself for feeling the way you feel. Learn to understand, not to judge yourself. Another way you can improve your self-awareness is by knowing what turns you up and what turns you down. By you knowing your strength and you knowing your weaknesses. Because if you know the things that turns you on, you're going to be like, oh, I'm doing this because cause consequence. And if you know the things that turns you down, oh, now you know that, oh, every time I'm in this situation, or I'm around this type of people, I behave this way because those things turn me down. And whenever you know the things that turns you down, you don't have to deny it or avoid it. Simply learn to balance it. Simply learn to manage it. And once you know your strength, well, you know what you're good at. And you're going to be confident because you know those are your strengths. And you're going to be confident. And your weaknesses, do not be ashamed of your weaknesses. Instead, learn. Because any weakness can become a strength depending on how you use it. Don't be like, oh, because I'm weak in this thing. Oh, I don't know how to do this. No, that's an excuse. Because any weakness, if you work on that weakness multiple times, it can become a strength. For example, personal story. I remember a time, by the way, English is not my first language. When I started learning English, I thought English was my weakness. At that moment, English was my weakness. But the more I talk English, the more I practice English, the more I listen to English, the more I put myself in the environment where there is English, the better I get at it. So what started being a weakness ended up becoming a strength. Why? Because I understood that all my weaknesses can be changed to strength. And because my strength, I can use them to be better. For example, one of my strengths is that I know how to motivate and how to inspire people. It's one of my strengths. So I'm going to use it to the best of my possibilities to create the best outcome in my life and to other people's life. I'm not going to use my strength to put other people down or because I think I'm better or because I'm arrogant. No, my strengths are my strength. The same way I'm not ashamed of my strength, I'm not ashamed of my weakness. But how many of you ladies out here, you can perfectly articulate, you can perfectly name your strength, and you can perfectly name your weaknesses? Because what happens is that most of the time, you only focus on the things you do good, the things you're great at, the things you know how to do, the things that make you feel good, and you're trying to hide, eliminate, deny your weaknesses, the things that you suck at, the things that you are not good at. I'm here to tell you, whatever you suck at, whatever your weakness is, you can get better at it. But you will never get better at it if you deny it, if you hide it. Simply feel comfortable talking about it, feel comfortable naming it. Now talk about how to improve your self-management, because it's one of the keys to life, to be able to manage yourself, to manage your time. One of the ways you manage yourself is by knowing your priorities. Sis, what are your priorities? What are your priorities? If you don't know what your priorities are, pause this video and write them down and figure it out. Force yourself to figure out what are your priorities. Because once you know what your priorities, you're going to put your time, your attention, your energy into your priorities. And whatever is not your priorities, you're not going to give it no time, no attention, no energy. So know what your priorities, so you can manage yourself in a way that is going to beneficiate your priorities. Another way you can improve your self-management is by adapting to the situations. Instead of you complaining, instead of you beating yourself up, instead of you talking about, oh, how horrible a situation is or how negative a situation is, adapt to the situation, adapt to the change, which is hard. I get it, because most people, that goes to both genders, girls and boys, are scared of change, because change are hard, changes are painful. However, if you remain the same, you are going to keep having the same result you're having in your life right now. However, if you want to see your life change, your life improve, you have to allow yourself to go through the changes. You have to adapt to the situation, right? So instead of you complaining about something, for example, let's say you want it to be sunny outside because you like the sun, but somehow today it decides to rain. Instead of you being like, oh my God, it's not sunny outside, I hate this weather, you can be like, well, it's not sunny, it's raining. What can I do at home? Maybe I can use that time to read. Maybe I can use that time to spend it with my family, with my friends at home. Maybe I can use that time to cook. Maybe I can use that time to clean. See, instead of you judging a situation, you adapt to the situation. Because another reason why you must be willing to adapt is because the world does not evolve around you. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. The world does not run around you. You cannot control the circumstances. You cannot control the weather. You cannot control other people. But you can adapt. You can adjust. That's the better word. You can adjust to those things. So be willing to adjust to the situations. Adjust yourself. Because, for example, let's say you have a specific goal. You have to adjust yourself. You have to change yourself to become the person that can achieve that specific goal. And don't think that you cannot, because adjustment is a skill which you can learn with thousands of practice. Instead of you blaming, complaining about how a situation is horrible or how painful it is or why this and that and this. No. Simply adjust to the situation. Because remember, you cannot control other people. You cannot control the circumstances. You cannot control the weather. But you can control yourself. You can control the attitude. You can control how do you react to the situation. You can control how certain things are going to affect you. You are in control of yourself every single day. Another way you can improve your self-management is by paying attention to how do you talk to yourself. What is the conversation that you run in your head? How do you talk to yourself? How do you communicate with yourself? Because a lot of you girls out here, your self-talk is negative, is toxic. And if you talk to yourself negatively, in a toxic way, you're going to be a negative person. Because you walk around with your self-talk. You walk around with yourself. You sleep with yourself. When you are happy, you are with yourself. When you are unhappy, you are with yourself. When you are crying, you are with yourself. When you are smiling, you are with yourself. When you are successful, you are with yourself. When you are failing, you are with yourself. No matter how you are doing or how you are feeling, you are always with yourself. So now imagine walking around with negative self-talk, telling yourself things that, oh, I'm stupid. I'm ignorant. I'm not good enough. I cannot make it. Oh, I'm so dumb. Oh, I'm so this. This is negative. I hate my body. I hate my skin. I hate life. If your self-talk is negative, of course you're going to have a negative life. But again, you can change your self-talk because that's a skill that you can learn with self-management by you simply choosing to talk positive to yourself. Because if I ask you, how will you want somebody you love to talk to you? You will tell me in a positive, in respectful way, right? Of course. However, why don't you talk to yourself as you will like the person that you love talk to you? Why not? The same amount of positivity, the same amount of time, energy you want your loved ones to give to you, give it to yourself. Talk to yourself with positivity, with kindness, with inspiration. Have a positive self-talk consistently, no matter where you are. Keep talking to yourself. Tell yourself you are good enough. Tell yourself you are powerful. Tell yourself you are worthy. And run that program every day. Talk to yourself positively. Treat yourself with kindness. Treat yourself with respect. Treat yourself as somebody that you want to see succeed. Because if you are the first one who put yourself down, other people are going to do the exact same way. Self-talk is important. Watch out how you talk to yourself. Because I guarantee you, if you can be consistent talking with yourself in the most positive, in the most loving, in the most encouraging way, you are going to see changes in your life. But if I ask you, a lot of you, how do you talk to yourself? How are you going to tell me? Well, I tell myself that I'm stupid. I tell myself that I'm weak. I tell myself that I'm not good enough. And then you are surprised why your life is the way it is. Change your self-talk. Talk to yourself positively. And don't be like, oh no, I can't do it. It is a skill. You can learn how to do it. You can learn how to do it, and you need to do it. Because imagine when somebody is negative all the time. It doesn't feel good, right? So why would you be negative to yourself all the time? Change your self-talk. And now let's go talk about how to improve your social awareness and your social management. Learn about non-verbal communication. For example, body language. You gotta learn body language because we communicate, a lot of time we communicate with our body and not with our voice. So if you can learn and look around you when you are in an environment, right? Because we're talking about social awareness, social management. When you are around people, if you can just pay attention to the body language, you're going to find out a lot about them. You're going to see if somebody is anxious, if somebody is nervous, if somebody is scared, if somebody is in pain, if somebody doesn't feel okay. You can learn all of those things with the body language. If you don't know how to do that, learn. If you don't know how to learn it, okay, go on YouTube and put how to learn how to understand body language, which I'm telling you, right? I already give you some tips, right? By paying attention. And the best way you can learn about other people's body language is by you first learning about your own body language. Yeah, because if you can know, as I said at the beginning, if you can know why do you do certain things, why do you behave this way, when you are under stress, how do you react? How does your body react when you are scared, when you are afraid, when you are in pain, when you are happy? How does your body react? Which type of body language do you give off? Once you start learning that about yourself, it's going to be easy to learn that in other people. Another way you can improve your social awareness, your social management, is by learning how to communicate. You're going to be like, oh my God, Christina, what communication? That's easy. Well, it's easy, but a lot of you girls out there don't know how to communicate, don't know how to articulate your ideas, your opinion, your belief. You have to learn how to communicate. Because if you don't know how to communicate, you won't have the outcomes that you want, or you won't be able to change things or to improve things. Because first of all, you don't know how to communicate. What do you want to change? What do you want to improve? Or what do you want to have? Or what you don't want to have? Learn how to communicate. Be somebody who can have a conversation, which is something that a lot of you girls out there lack. You would be surprised of how many people cannot maintain a conversation. They don't know how to. They're going to be on their phones all the time. Oh, yes. Oh, no. Oh, maybe. That's not a conversation. A conversation is a flow. If you want to be good at conversations, you got to be great at listening. Listening. And not listening to answer. Listen to understand what the person is telling you. And one of the ways you can be a good listener is by you learning to be a good communicator. Because whenever you are communicating, you will love, you will appreciate if the person who you are communicating with can listen to you, right? The same thing applies to you. If somebody communicating with you, you have a conversation, and you can pay attention and you can listen what the person is saying, the conversation will flow. But a lot of you don't know how to communicate. Oh no, it's the truth, I'm sorry. You know how to articulate. You start a conversation, you don't know how to manage your tone of the voice. At some point, you're yelling. At some point, you go low. At some point, you are hungry. At some point, you are mad. At some point, you are happy. At other point, you are not happy anymore. Learn how to communicate. And because if you can know how to communicate, you can have better conversation. And if you can have better conversation, that is going to improve your social awareness, your social management. Because we are social beings. We are social beings, right? Which means people are the answer. I'm telling you, people are the answer. Sorry, it's the truth. Because what is something that has been around since you were born? People. When you're going to die, people will continue to be around. So it is a skill to be a social person. It is a skill to be able to communicate, to be able to have conversation with other people, to be able to simply, I'm going to talk about that more when I'm talking about the next phrase of the skills that you as a female, you need absolutely. I'm going to say it again. Listen to other people. Pay attention to people when they are talking to you. Don't be somebody talking to you and you are over there on your phone, you are distracted, you are just zooming out in your own. No. The person is talking to you. Every single human being is important. Every single human being can teach you something. Because I believe we learn more by listening more than talking. Now let's talk about the other skills that you need, which are soft skills. You can call them personal skills. You can call them human skills. You can call them people skills. You can call them interpersonal skills. You can call them soft skills. In case you are wondering, Christina, why are human skills or soft skills or personal skills important? Well, they are important because those are the skills that are going to determine how happy or how successful you are going to be. Absolutely. Because your professional life can be amazing, but your personal life sucks. If your personal life sucks, it's because you lack emotional intelligence and you lack social, soft human skills. But by the way, you can learn emotional intelligence. If you don't know how to, stop the video right here and go back, because I spent the past minutes talking about emotional intelligence. Now I'm going to talk about soft skills, or you can call them human skills, or you can call them people skills, or you can call them personal or interpersonal skills. And you be like, don't think that soft skills and human or personal skills are different or are away from hard skills. No. You need both hard skills and human, personal, social skills. But in this video, I'm going to focus on social skills, on human skills or personal skills or soft skills. Social skills are the skills that you need to be a better human being, to be a better person, to be a better person in general. Because I bet you will want to work with somebody who is a good person, right? And what can make you a good person? Social skills, soft skills. And those skills are learnable, but it's more powerful and it's more impactful if you can have them within you already. Because a difference than hard skills are in my opinion, are easy to learn. But soft skills can be hard to learn because soft skills involve you changing your behaviors, involve you changing your mindset, involve you changing your attitudes, involves you changing the way you do things. And I mean, in this video, I'm going to focus on what I think are the most important soft human social skills. But there are many, okay? Let's start with one of the social human skills I believe are key to succeed in life. Critical thinking. Critical thinking. The ability to question whatever information you receive. The ability to think for yourself, because you will be amazed of how many people don't know how to think for themselves, or how many people just absorb everything they hear, everything they read, everything they listen to without questioning. You have to learn, you have to develop critical thinking so you can be able to question things, so you can be able to develop different ways of thinking, so you can be able to think for yourself instead of you thinking what other people want you to think. So you can learn how to filter, how to analyze the information you receive. Because a lot of people follow things blindly. Or because the government said this, I'm going to do it. Or because the guru said this, I'm going to do it. Or because my parents say this, I'm going to do it. Or because my boyfriend said this, I'm going to do it. Or because I read this in this book, I'm going to do it. No. Regardless if somebody just said it, you have the ability to question, to have critical, like, is this true? What are the facts about this? What are the evidence about this? How does this apply to me? How does this affect me? Can I use this to improve myself? Is this thing beneficiating me, or is this thing destroying me? All of that is critical thinking. Your ability to question, to analyze all the information, all the thoughts, all the beliefs that you receive. And you need that skill, because you as a social person, you must be willing to be in a circle of people and listen to their opinion, listen to their beliefs. But you don't have to agree with everything that they are saying. In order for you to not argue with everything, you have to have critical thinking. So you can propose your own way of thinking. So you can propose your own opinion, your own solutions, your own recommendation, which is something that a lot of you queens out there don't know how to do. Oh, because you saw on social media, you're going to go and believe it. Or because some famous person said, you're going to go and believe it. Or because your crush said. Or because your family said. Or because you read it on this platform. Or because my school said, because religion said, because politicians say. No. Sis, you got to be able to question things, to have critical thinking. And that's a skill you can develop by questioning things and by allowing yourself to think different. I know it can sound hard when you are used to think how everybody else is thinking. Allow yourself to think different, because you were born different, right? Each one of us is different. Each person that you know or don't know is different, which means each person is allowed to think different, to behave different, to act different. Critical thinking. Another skill, another social skill I think is required. You must have it. I already mentioned it, but it's communication. Communication. Learn how to communicate, sis. Learn how to communicate. Learn how to articulate your ideas, how to articulate your thoughts, how to articulate your feelings, your emotions, your desires, your goals, your fears. Learn how to articulate. Learn how to communicate whatever you want to communicate, that whoever is listening can understand what you are saying. One of the ways you can improve your communication is by reading, writing. Reading, writing, speaking, listening. Yeah, those 4 things are going to help you improve your communication, right? Because when you are reading helps you in a lot of ways. But one of the ways reading helps you is by improving your vocabulary. And if you have a wide vocabulary, you're going to be able to manage and to express your words in different ways, depending on how you want to communicate your message. If you read a lot, when you are reading, you're going to see new words, new vocabularies that if you don't know what something means, well, guess what? You got Google. You can go and find the meaning in Google. Writing. Because whenever you are writing, you can see you are writing this way. But sometimes not the way you write is the way you speak. But if you can find a balance in like you are writing, but while you are writing, you can express it as well. You writing to express yourself, to express your emotions, to express your ideas. What is something that I can recommend you to do is journaling. Simply being able to put your thoughts in a paper. Put your thoughts in a way where you can review them later. Communication is extremely important. Because let's be honest. How many times have you tried to have a conversation with somebody, but since you don't know how to communicate, you are quiet most of the time, or you don't know what to say or what you can say? And another way you can improve your communication skills as well is by you pausing when you are talking with somebody or when you are communicating something, right? That after each sentence, you can pause for some seconds so the person who's listening to you can digest or can understand what you are saying. Or also, another way you can improve your communication is by reframing what you are saying, or saying what you are saying but in different ways until the person you are communicating with can understand what you are saying. I think, and also by listening. I'm going to keep saying it, listening. Whenever you are talking to somebody, you are listening as well, right? Change the scenario and imagine how will it feel to communicate with you. If you are communicating with yourself and you're like, this is boring, this is negative, this is not interesting, then guess what? Other people are going to think the same way. But best believe you can change your communication. But it's extremely important for you to know how to communicate. There is no single person who is successful that doesn't know how to communicate. It's part of self-improvement as well. Become a better communicator. Become better at expressing your thoughts, expressing your idea, expressing your point of view, expressing your beliefs without fear of judgment. Because guess what? You are allowed to communicate. You are allowed to express yourself. Whenever you express yourself, you are listening to yourself and other people are listening as well. So get good at communication. I already give you some tips. Another soft skill or social skill or personal skill that you must have is being able to solve issues, conflict resolution, solve problems. If you can become a machine in solving problems, people can even pay you for you to solve the problems. And that's a skill that you can learn. Learn to solve problems. Learn to change from conflict to peace. How do you learn how to solve problems? By you solving your own problems first. Oh yes. If you are somebody who depends on somebody else to come and change your problem, somebody else to come and bring the solution, you always wait on somebody else to come and do for you what you cannot do for yourself, you're not going to go far in life. Because you're going to be depending on what the solution somebody else can bring to your life. However, you are the one living your life. And the same weight is your problem, that's the exact same weight is on you to find the solution. And you have that ability. If you don't, you can learn. But learn to solve your own problems. Learn to solve your own problems. How do you learn how to solve your own problems? First of all, by accepting and identifying the problem. Because the moment you accept and you are aware of something, you can solve it. But if you don't accept that you have a problem, then What are you solving? Well, there is no problem, so there's nothing to solve. Accept the problem. Identify the problem. Be able to name the problem. Be able to articulate the problem so you can find a solution. Right? Because if I come to you and I tell you, well, I don't know what my problem is, but I want a solution. Well, if you don't know the problem, how you are going to know the solution? And another tip to learn how to solve problems is by understanding that the same level of your intelligence that created the problem is not the same level of your intelligence you are going to use to solve the problem. In other words, the same attitude or the same behavior or the same actions or whatever you did that created the problem is not the same thing that is going to solve the problem. Right? So if there is a problem, it's going to require you to have a different approach, a different perspective, a different behavior, a different attitude in order to solve the problem. And once a problem is identified, there is a solution. At least in my opinion, I believe the only problem that does not have a solution is death. Because once you are dead, there is nothing to change. Well, there is no problem to solve. You are dead, you are in the grave. I can come and pick you up. I can come and solve the fact that you are in the grave. But all the problems that are around in life, you can solve them. Yes, all the problems you have, you can solve them. Matter of fact, guess what? It's on you to solve your own problems. Take ownership of your life. Do not be a victim. Don't come here thinking, blaming other people. Oh, I have this problem because of my friends, or because of my family, or because of the government, or because of social media. No. There's nobody to blame. It's your life. If there is something in your life that you are not changing, you are choosing it. So learn how to solve conflict. And the way you can use, as I say, you start by yourself. And then you can do it around your friends. You can do it in your company. You can do it in your business. You can do it whenever you go. Because if you're in a situation in where there is a problem and you can solve it, guess what? That's a skill. That's a high and positive skills. And people can even pay you to solve their problems. Don't you believe me? Counselors, coachings, mentors. You can name them. How many people are making billions just because they are solving your problems or other people's problems? Now imagine if you can learn how to solve your own problems. First of all, you're going to save money because instead of you paying somebody else to solve your problems, you're going to save that money because now you know how to solve your problems. And you're going to make money because you're going to be able to solve other people's problems. If for you to be able to solve other people's problems, you got to train your emotional intelligence. You got to train your IQ and you got to train your EQ. It's a skill. You can learn how to do it. Another skill that I think is important is networking. Especially nowadays that things are being, everything mainly is on social media or everything is now through the internet. Network. Surround yourself with people who are going to motivate you, inspire you, help you, push you, guide you into the life you want to have. Network. I'm going to say it again. Surround yourself with people who are going to motivate you, inspire you, guide you, or push you to become the person you want to become. Networking. Because sometimes you can be in a position where you don't know how to do something. But since you know somebody who knows how to do it, that person can do it for you. What? Network. And I believe the best way of networking is by you, first of all, providing value. It's by you being a valuable person. It's by you being an intelligent person. It's by you being somebody people want to work with. Somebody people want to talk with. Because a lot of you girls out there, nobody wants to be around you all. Because you're full of shit, you're full of drama, you're full of negativity, you're full of toxicity. Nobody wants to be around you. And if nobody wants to be around you, you cannot network. But guess what? Those things can change. Because the same way you can learn new behaviors, new attitudes, new mindset, new habits, is the exact same way you can unlearn all behaviors, all mindset, all attitude, all habits. Networking. Put yourself into places, situations that are going to give you the life you want. Put yourself in environments of opportunities, environments of positivity, environment of kindness, environment of education, environment that are going to, you're going to be like, whew, I'm feeling challenged, but this is what I want because I'm being challenged. I'm learning more. I'm making more money. I'm stronger. I'm smarter. I'm healthier. I'm wiser. Network. Surround yourself with people who have at least the same vision. People who can work with you. You know, so another reason why you have to be good at networking is because if you're good at networking, you're going to be good at working with people. You're going to be good at team building, which is something that is required because, let's say, for example, you have a job. You have to be good at working with people. I'm sorry. Because if you are not a team player, nobody wants you in their company. Nobody wants to have somebody in a company that the person only is focused on their own benefits, but not in the benefits of the company, not on the benefits of the whole group. I said earlier, it's all about people. We are social beings. It's all about people. People win. Learn how to network. Learn how to work with people. Learn how to manage yourself. Learn how to control yourself. Again, the best way you can be in a valuable networking is by you being a valuable person in the first place. How do you become a valuable person? Well, by learning the skills I mentioned, by being educated, by being positive, by being disciplined, by being consistent, by having critical thinking, thinking for yourself, by being able to adjust, by being able to unlearn the things that are not serving you and learn things that can serve you. Learn how to network. Learn how to put yourself in positions of empowerment, positions of education, positions of promotion, positions of motivation, positions where you can make more money, you can be happier, you can be more successful, you can be more healthy. Network. The people you surround yourself with are extremely important. Your environment is extremely important. And then another soft skill I think I know is important, is a high demand, it's gonna pay off if you have it, is leadership. Maybe it's the top in the top one of leadership. Learn how to lead. Because look around you, sis. A lot of you girls are unhappy and miserable with your life because you have become a follower. You have settled for the life other people have created for you. And you have not allowed yourself to be a leader and stand up for yourself and go after the life you want. You prefer to be a follower. Oh, they say you to do this, you're going to do it. Because your mom, because your dad, because social media, because the guru, because religion, because politician, because of your friends. You are following everybody. But if you are a follower, if you are always following other people, following, you are never going to lead. You are never going to take ownership of your life. And you are never going to change your life for the better. Because if you are always following, you don't have time to stop and think for yourself. You won't have time to be like, oh no, you guys can do this, but I don't want to do it. You won't have time to separate yourself from the crowd. You won't have time to stand out because you are a follower. You are following what everybody else is doing. They say, let's go do this. You're going to go do it. But I'm telling you, learn to be a leader. Learn to lead yourself. Learn to lead yourself. Be confident enough that you can make your own decision and stand on your decisions. Even if nobody stands with you. Learn to be a leader in your own life. Be the one in charge of your mindset, in charge of your happiness, in charge of your success, in charge of you. Take ownership of your life. Because if you cannot lead yourself, you can't lead other people. You cannot come here and be like, oh no, I want to change my friends. I want to change the world. I want to change my family. But you can't even change yourself. Learn how to lead. And it's combined with critical thinking. Because if you can think if you can think for yourself, you can be a leader. Because you're going to be able to differentiate that you understand that not because everybody is doing something, that's what is required to do. And because if you are a leader, you're going to bring efficient results to your life and to other people's life and to the company. Because you can see the bigger picture. You can see what is required. You can see which type of work ethic, which mindset, which habit, which attitude is required to achieve a certain outcome. And you have the choice to be a leader, absolutely. And people also can see you as a leader based on your own actions. But you can tell, because you can tell when somebody is a leader, and you can tell when somebody is a follower. Some people are okay by following other people, and some people are not okay by following other people. You got to learn to stand down, and you have to learn to be okay by you being alone and you being firm on your decision and all your in your choices. Because think about it. How many of you sis, you are unhappy with your life? You hate everything about your life, but you do nothing about it. Why? Because you are not a leader. You know how to use leadership to create, to build the life you want. But guess what? You can learn how to be a leader. Some people are born leaders. Other people become leaders. The choice is yours. Learn how to lead. But start by leading yourself. And because when you are a leader, you don't have to tell people, oh, do this, do this. People are going to even feel motivated. They're going to feel inspired to follow you because of your actions, because of the energy you give up, you give off. But a lot of you girls out here, your energy is trash. You're only using your mouth to insult, to talk shit about others, to put other people down. Your personality is not inspiring. There is nothing inspiring about yourself. There is nothing positive about yourself. There is nothing joyful. There is nothing active about yourself. It's the truth. A lot of you girls walk around life as thinking as if you are accidents. As if somebody else is in charge of your life. As if somebody else supposed to do for you what you cannot do for yourself. Remove that mindset. Be a leader. Because guess what? Nobody, I'm sorry sis, nobody is going to do for you what you cannot do for your own self. Learn to be a leader. I think those are the soft skills that I think are. There are many others like creativity, collaboration, there are other empathy, kindness. There are other social, human skills, right? But I think those I mentioned are part of it, right? For example, with networking, you got to learn to collaborate, not to compete. If somebody is doing something better than you, instead of you putting that person down, you can learn from the person, or you can collaborate with the person. Right? Collaboration, learning to uplift each other up. All of those things are learnable. Learnable. And the best way you learn something is by actually doing it. Not by reading about it, not by listening about it, but by you doing it. By you experiencing it. Because nothing can beat experience. Experience is the best teacher. So if you want to learn any of those skills today, now, start by practicing it. Start by solving your own problems. Start by you thinking critically now, today. You're going to do it. Oh, you might struggle. You might fail. You might do it wrong. You might not go far. But the more you do it, the better you get. Allow yourself to be a student. Because every master was once a student. For example, I all of those skills, I have them. And I'm not saying this to brag about myself. You can tell from my videos. You can tell from my personality, and you can tell if you see me on a daily basis. I have all of those skills because I learned them, and because I see that those skills are necessary for my success and for my happiness, and they are too necessary for your success and for your happiness. Another skill you must learn, sis, is to cut people off, specifically your friends. A lot of girls can be successful if they simply change their circle, if they simply change the people they hang out with. I'm going to say it again. A lot of you girls can be successful if you simply change the people you hang out with, the people you surround yourself with. Because if I ask you, your circle of friends, what are the topics you guys talk about? The main topics, what? Gossip, drama, sex, alcohol. Is that the main topics? And then you are surprised why you're not improving, why you are not happier, or why you're not successful, or why you're not reaching a better version of yourself. Look at these people you hang out with. Look at your environment. If you surround yourself with people who are going to drain you, people who are all about negativity, drama, toxicity, stupidity, you are going to become those people. And a lot of circles of women, those circles are toxic, full of envy, full of jealousy, full of comparison. And you know what I'm talking about. You know, I know you do. That you're going to have your own friends who are jealous of your success. They are jealous of your potential. They are even jealous of your boyfriend. They are jealous of your personality. They are jealous of how you look. Jealousy can kill. Jealousy is poison. Cut anybody who's jealous of you from your life. And this comparison, which is high among women. Instead of you competing with another woman, why don't you learn? Why don't you collaborate with that woman? And you gotta cut your circles of friends off, because if you want to excel, if you want to level up, you cannot take with you people who want to stay right here. Some people don't grow up. Some people don't want to change. Some people never change. Some people never improve. Some people want to remain the same people they were in high school, they were in kindergarten, they were in college. Because how many girls have you seen who have the communications skills of a teenager? How many girls you're gonna see that they can't even talk without insulting, without yelling, without being aggressive? How many girls then they don't have a positive vocabulary? How many? And you're gonna say those things. I'm not saying those things to offend nobody. I'm saying things as they are. If you get offended, guess what? Whoever is easily offended is easily manipulated. Sis, you want something greater for your life. You have a vision. You want to improve. You want to be happier. You want to be healthier. You want to make more money. You want to achieve your success. You want to achieve your goals. You want to achieve your dreams, which you can. But if you keep surrounding yourself with people who are not motivating you, inspiring you, supporting you, or pushing you to be a better person, you will never get there. So cut them off. Whoever doesn't want to bring nothing positive in your life, cut them off. A lot of you girls can be way ahead in life. You can be so much successful, and you can make so much more money. You can be happier if you simply change your environment, or if you simply change the people you hang out with. Because every day, let's talk about alcohol, let's talk about sex, let's talk about makeup, let's talk about entertainment. But when are you guys talking about self-improvement, about education, about motivation, about mental health, about healing your traumas, about opening a business? And you're going to have those girls that you so-called friends that every time it's about, let's go to the club, they're going to answer the phone. Okay, let's go to the club, girl, I got you. But whenever you call them that you need support or you need help, the phone ain't ringing no more. You can't find them. They're not answering the phone no more. Why? Why is that? You don't ask yourself those things. Do an exercise. Sit down with yourself or sit down with your circles of friends and ask them, what do they vision for their life? What do they want for their life? Where do they envision themselves in 5 or 10 years? Open the conversation. Whoever gonna stop with the victim mentality, whoever gonna stop being like, oh no, girl, don't worry about that. That person gotta go. Because if you're in a circle of women who don't have positive ambitions, who don't want to level up, or who don't want to improve their own self, they're gonna see you crazy. And they're gonna talk shit about you because you want to improve yourself. Ask them, how many of you are working on themselves? How many of you is healing their traumas? How many of you are working out? How many of you are eating healthy? How many of you are reading books? How many of you are investing in yourself, in your education, in your skills, in your mindset? How many of you are learning things to be better people? To be better friends, better associates, better spouse, better daughters, better people in general? How many of you? If the room gets quiet, nobody has an answer, sis, it's time for you to leave that place. Because a circle of friends that are only talking about gossip for breakfast, gossip for lunch, gossip for dinner. No. Surround yourself with people who are going to push you, motivate you, inspire you to be the person you want to be. The people who are high on positivity, high on kindness, high on discipline, high on education, high on empathy. And do not be afraid of being around other women who are wiser than you, who are smarter than you. Do not be afraid. Matter of fact, I recommend you for you to be around females who are smarter than you, who have acquired a level of success that you want to acquire. Because you can learn from those. They can teach you, they can show you, they can guide you. Don't be like, oh, she knows more than me. Let me go talk shit about her. No. Learn from her. Learn from her. If you want to start a business and you know a woman in your network, in your circle, or in your family, or in your country, or in your city, or in your classroom, or in your workplace that is already doing the business, go and talk to her. Ask her for advice, for guidance. Because she is already doing what you want to do. She already have the experience. She already have the strategies, the knowledge that you want to have. So go and learn. But no, a lot of girls are going to be jealous. Oh, you have a lot of money. Oh my God. You saw this and that. They're going to talk shit about you. Instead of you putting another female down because she's better than you, learn from her. As simple as that. Silence your ego. Silence your envy. And be a learner. Learn from her. Learn from people who know more than you. Because that's how you evolve. That's how you reach higher levels. By surrounding yourself or by listening or being around people who know more than you. I think there was a quote from, Isaac Newton that says something that if I know more or if I am more, is because I have been around the soldiers of giants. Something like that is a quote you can, I don't know if I say it properly, but it's a quote that if you want to know more, you have to surround yourself with people who are already knowing more and who are 20, 100, 5 years ahead from you. Because that's how you get better. Because if your environment is challenging you, is supporting you, is educating you, is motivating you, is keeping you disciplined and consistent, you are going to become better. And it's a skill to call people off. It is a skill. Because it can be painful that, that's your homegirl. You know her since high school. But that homegirl doesn't want to improve. That homegirl is full of drama. That homegirl is full of negativity. That homegirl doesn't want nothing good for her life. She wants to stay the way she is. And even if you try to tell her that, hey sis, you can do better, she doesn't want to do it. Let her be. And you keep going. And it can be painful because, oh my God, I'm so used to her. I grew up with her. Well, I'm sorry. Some people are going to stay behind. You are going to outwork some people in your family, in your friend circle. And that's okay. Because you are not responsible for nobody's improvement. The same way you are taking ownership, you are taking leadership of you wanting to improve your life, that exact same way they have the choice to want to improve themselves. Of course, you can invite them. Hey sis, let's go work out. Hey sis, let's go to this seminar. Hey sis, let's pay for counseling. Hey sis, let's get coaching. Hey sis, let's read this book. Hey sis, let's go work out. Hey sis, let's start eating healthy. You can invite them. You can motivate them. You can inspire them. But if they don't want to do it, let them be. If they don't want to do it, let them be. Because you cannot help someone who doesn't want to get help. I'm sorry. Because for example, right now, I'm giving this, which I think is a master class, that if you apply this, your life can improve from today. I'm giving the information, the guidance, the motivation, the tools. But it's not on me to come and make you do it. It's on you. You already have the information, the tools, the motivation, the guidance. But if you don't take action, it's on you. The same applies to the people that you want to help. You cannot help people who don't want to help themselves. The same way you have choose to better yourself, to better your life, to become a better human being for your own good, for your happiness, for your success, that exact same way they have to want to do it. It had to come from them, within them. They had to have internal desire. They had to have internal willingness, internal motivation to want to be happier, more successful, make more money, be more educated, be more positive, be more intelligent, simply be more a better person. It has to come from them. You cannot save people who don't want to be saved. You cannot help people who don't want to get help. So learn to cut people off. It's a skill. You can learn it. Start by practicing. And you can tell people's energy. You can tell which one of your homegirls, which one of your friends. She doesn't care about positivity. She want to drink, be high all day, talk shit about others. She want to be involved in drama, in gossip every time of the day. She doesn't want to get help. She doesn't want to get counseling. She doesn't want to read books, get a mentor or a coaching. She doesn't want to eat healthy. That's on her. But you level up because you can and because you should. Get wise, get educated, get strong, get healthy, get intelligent, IQ, EQ. Because guess what, sis? If you are dumb, if you are weak, if you are ignorant, people are going to take advantage of you. People are going to use you, manipulate you, and treat you as a piece of shit. And that's it for this video. Those are the skills that I believe are very, very powerful in that each one of us. And maybe some of those skills, if you are a guy watching this video, they can apply to you. Good, kudos to you. If there is something that didn't resonate with you, pause the video and rewatch and let me know in the comments. And if I didn't mention any skill that you think a woman to have to succeed or to be happier or to be healthier, put the skill down in the comments. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. Subscribe for more and see you in my next video.